Hi everybody, welcome back to the stone house. If you're new to the channel, my family and I, we bought this old stone house about 3.5 years ago now, and we've completely renovated it. And I share weekly progress, sometimes 2 videos a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. But anyways, in this week's episode, it's gonna be me wrapping up the basement, literally, getting ready to pour half of a basement floor with concrete. First I had to dig the whole thing out. Some would say that was a little bit of work. I'm putting down a vapor barrier, insulation, and we've decided to put down some PEX tubing. And you're gonna see that in this video. So anyways, if you're new, maybe hit the subscribe button and follow along. I really appreciate it. I've said this a million times in all my other videos that the motivation I get from subscribers. Hey! Knock it off! But let's get to work. I could mumble jumble all day long. Let's go inside and get the basement done. For the most part, this pad is probably dug out enough. I may have to move some stuff around to make it level now, and that's what I'm gonna try to do right now, is make it level. And I don't really know how to do it. I think I have a method I'd like to try. This was fairly simple, and it's a very small test. I went out 8 foot. This is 10 foot, this board here. Where'd my level go? Oh, geez, it's right there. The board on my left, I think it's your right, is level. And it's level to the concrete pad right there. So that's the concrete level there. And then I've got some concrete over here to my right. I think it's your left. This is getting confusing. And I just put the 2x4 across, and luckily it's very level. Very level. So I think that would mean if I was to move this over to here, as long as I don't hit the dirt here, it doesn't. Then that would be level also. Unfortunately, it's not. We won't be playing marbles down here. That's within the bubbles. And that's just outside of the bubbles. That's got a very little slope. Okay. Let's not get too fussy here, Mr. Fussy McFussins. When I put this on here, you can see, so it kind of shows you where I'm low and where I'm high. That's gonna work. Now for the hard part. I can hear some of you. Hey Lucas, you said you weren't gonna work in the basement. You promised us sheetrock. I can hear you. There's a good reason why I want to get this basement floor done. A very good reason. I'm gonna share it with you. I need a break anyway, so let me bring you to the barn. I'll show you why this needs to get done. I hope you're sitting down for this. This is a big deal. To me, it's a big deal. More Facebook finds. This is and was probably the best deal I will ever get on Facebook Marketplace. First off, this is a 6-foot bed. It's a Powermatic jointer. It's got a 1.5 horse motor on it. It's got a 6-inch cutting blade on it. It's just a great jointer. And then this is a huge contractor saw, and it's got a bed extension with a really nice router table set up with the router, but really nice 1.5 horse, super heavy. This was crazy to unload. And then over here, we've got a 14-inch bandsaw. Again, all those are Powermatic. Just the 14-inch bandsaw is in really good shape. And then lastly, this is a big honkin' shaper table. A shaper table is like a big router, basically. And you can make molding and different things with it. But that is a 240-volt jet unit. And it's massive and heavy and pretty impressive. So this is the deal part. I got all 4 of these with things like, push pads, different sleds that you can use, even extra blades with the joiner. All that was $1,000. What a good deal. So lucky to have found that. Anyways, I could go on and on about this one, but this is why I have to finish the basement, because I need to make room for these tools to go in the basement, and then I can make molding, cut all my trim a lot more precisely. I couldn't feel any more lucky finding something like this. This was a great opportunity. Thank you to my dad for helping me unload it all, because it's very heavy stuff. I just figured out where I know what I just did is really good. So then I just took my laser level, shot some spots. This back corner is 3 inches higher than it can be. So I gotta dig that out. 3 inches. That's the clay corner, as we now know it, aka Devil's Corner, aka Shoot Me Please Corner. It's not that bad, but let's just dig it out. I'm not gonna blame anybody for not watching these videos maybe until we get the floor poured. I don't want to watch these either. The ceiling keeps getting higher. It's a basement digging joke. If I had $1 every time somebody told me to rent a tool to do that, I'd have enough dollars to rent the tool. The reason why I'm not is because I live in a really remote area, and there are not very many places that rent stuff like that. And if there are, it's kind of expensive. And just like that, I can get it. If you really think about it, it probably wouldn't be that much easier. I mean, I still have to shovel it out of here. So, alright, got something to share here. Different than the basement. The banister's done. Had an Amish gentleman make it, if you remember. And I'll explain kind of what we did here. First thing, this piece here goes down and goes right around one of my joists that are in the floor. And then it's glued and screwed into place. So that's your base. And then the Amish guy, he made the bottom of the banister, it's supposed to be 6x6. And it doesn't quite fit. It's a little bit too small, which is not a big deal. I'll be able to shave this down. And I kind of wanted some room for glue and everything in there. And I also need to cut it height-wise, but I don't know where to cut it, so I'm not going to be doing that today. But this is the banister, which is really cool. he tried to charge me $50 for this, and I said, that's crazy. How about $100? It's just, they never charge enough. So I gave him $100. He also made me a couple extra acorns. This is the one I gave him as a guide. Pretty good. So we'll be able to put those on. I'll end up putting the original one back here. Just need to sand it and repeg it. For what it is, I love it. It's very, very similar to the other one. Slight differences here and there that any eye would pick up. But for the most part, man, it's just great. And for the price, I can't complain. It's gonna serve us well. Something I've waited for a long time as far as just getting it done, you know? He was fretting over this top piece is off-centered a little bit, and I can notice that it's off-centered probably by 1/8 of an inch, so I might be cutting this off and I'll move it. It won't hurt his feelings because I won't tell him, and he doesn't watch my show. It came up as an option to run in-floor heat into this side of the basement. Sarah and I talked about it for a while, and it basically came down to, if we run the tubes and use it and we like it, then great. If we run the tubes and don't like it, well, we'll just shut it off. But if we don't run the tubing, then we'll never know. And in the end, tubes, I think that was about $120 for the PEX tubing. It's 300 feet of oxygen barrier PEX. I think it's worth it. And I have an extra zone already from my bathroom zones. So this floor will be heated the same temperature that the bathroom floors will be heated, because it's all on the same thermostat. I'll let you know if I like it, if I don't like it. It just, for the added cost, it's probably worth seeing if we like it. So yeah, you're going to be able to see me put down more PEX tubing. Oh, what fun that will be. I may not always sound excited because I just know how much work it's going to be, but I am excited. Yippee. Well, As you kind of saw probably just recently in this video, I'm just taking my time cutting insulation and putting it down. I am piecing together used insulation, so it's a little bit of a hassle. I don't think I need to show this whole process, so I'm going to time-lapse the rest of the floor. All you're missing is me taping the seams with tape and putting down insulation, and then I'm going to wrestle some PEX into place. I guess if you're wondering, I'm going to roll out a 300-foot long roll of PEX and just get what I can get. I don't want to do more zones, and the longest you can do a zone is about 300 feet. Some say 250, some say 300. I'm going to do 300. I got to go get a whole bunch of insulation from the barn, put it all into place. I think I just said that already, probably 5 times. Let's stop stalling.
Putting down this wire mesh, it's the first time I've ever used this stuff, and it was difficult. It was like going grocery shopping with a 2-year-old. It just literally grabbed everything. It's important to point out that this wire mesh, though it does make the concrete pad stronger, I only used it to have something to zip tie the PEX to. I ordered 4,000 PSI concrete with the additive of fiberglass. That will be plenty strong enough with or without mesh.
I did some prior planning. I drew some pictures. I pretty much knew I had enough to run 300 foot, about 12 inches apart, but not doing it underneath the stairs. That was kind of the give and take, I guess. I ran it a little closer against this wall because I want it to be a little warmer over there. I ran this a little farther apart. And then same here, but then I did have kind of a bulk of it here, which is good because my water line is up in there, the water tank, the main water line. So I kind of want this corner to be warm. I did not put any into my little storage area there because I do want that to be cold. I want that to be cold storage. So I'm going to probably build some doors for that. Hopefully that will stay nice and cool. You know, I think this is kind of an experiment in a weird way. If it heats a little bit, great. If it doesn't heat very good, it's not a big deal, because I do have one 8-inch hot air line that blows just directly down here, and that heats it pretty good. So this is really just trial and error. Will it work? Don't know. Let's try it. Experiment, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna pressure test it quickly and then get going. So that's 100 PSI right there. And now we give it a good, now we give it a good 24 hours. Check for air leaks on this gauge now, because that's usually where you have a leak, honestly. Nothing. Nothing that at least bubbled. I cannot wait to pour this floor. It's been so much work. And if I can, I will definitely take some video of the floor after the pour and then add it to the video. I just don't know when next week they're gonna do it. We will see. If it looks really early, it's because it is 6:30 or so. It's Thursday. Probably going to try to upload the video today, so concrete guys should be here very soon.
Bring it. Hold it. It's in just into the second hose. Want to break it? Okay. Yep, that fire's in my pocket too. Look at it. Back up in here right now. Ready? Back up. Back in. Bring it up. Need a little time, please? Grab that board and just pick it up. Normally we have a power screen. Back it up a little bit. A vibrating motor on it.
That does what this does, just a little easier.
100 times faster.
Oh. Were you going old school today?
Yeah. It's got a 12-foot board on it. And like kind of like a lead whacker motor.
Oh.
There's no way to fit that in here anyway. So everything's got to be done by hand.
It's good to remember the manual ways, just in case, you know.
I don't want to. Now we're going back out here. Stop.
Please, oh, let it go. Flow with the flow, far from home. I lost you, change. Memories like leaves on the wind.
Watching these guys work was a true pleasure. A lot of guys, as you can see, and they all had their tasks. They had maybe their strengths and their weaknesses, but they got along really well. Literally didn't swear one time the whole day, which is rare, I think, for a crew. But yeah, just it was great. It was great. It was a lot of fun to record them. What a difference. Oh, it feels so good to get this done. Oh man, so much work. I am so looking forward to doing sheetrock. It's really smooth, isn't it? You can take off your shoes. And it also showed me how good I actually got my three columns that are the same. See those three big columns? They're all at the same exact level. This column's different. It's not the same type of column, so that's why that one looks different. Yeah. Hey, you want to tell everybody thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you next week?
Thanks for watching the video. See you.